than watching the Walt Disney Company absolutely panic over the last few weeks.
You're replacing jobs that people could have as little people. Okay. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, it's for dwarfs. You know?
Disney's biggest disaster to date is Snow White. The fans are furious, the critics are dissecting it, and Bob Iger's attempts to look good are only making matters worse. This film is shattering all the wrong records, from Rachel Zegler's terrible interviews to Peter Dinklage's contentious remarks.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. You know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story. With a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
Let's examine how Disney was able to transform a beloved classic into a massive disaster. If you're new here, remember to hit the like button to stay up to date on the drama and subscribe to CELEB Culture for all the most recent Hollywood breakdowns. Snow White, Disney's most recent live-action remake, is now formally regarded as one of the biggest film disasters in the company's history.
So people are upset and people are not looking to watch this film, Snow White, because they're passionate.
What was supposed to be a new, contemporary interpretation of a beloved classic has turned into a humiliating spectacle that has left viewers and critics perplexed. Disney's frantic attempts to contain the damage are only escalating the ire of the fans. It has become painfully clear over the last few weeks that the House of Mouse is in full-blown panic mode. The initial reactions to Snow White were mixed, with some critics attempting to describe it as a stunning hit. However, reality set in quickly, and now there is broad agreement. Who is at the center of this chaos? This film is a complete disaster. It's not just failing, it's breaking records for how badly a film can fail.
One interview clip that you read the quote from, but she's gone on to talk about this film numerous times, how she once thought Snow White was creepy, she doesn't like the prince, she thinks she should get paid more because she has to wear that dress, she should get paid for streaming, for every hour she has to wear the dress. I mean, talk about biting the hand that feeds.
The CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, is the one frantically attempting to patch up this sinking ship. Iger has been frantically trying to persuade the public that Snow White isn't the catastrophe that it obviously is by making corporate statements. In his most recent remarks, he even attempted to attribute the film's failure to fabricated political narratives. Is that really the best justification they could think of? The truth is that people aren't avoiding Snow White because of some covert political agenda. Rather, they are doing so because it looks terrible. The film itself and Disney's initial handling of the project are the main issues, not politics. Listening to Peter Dinklage's initial criticism without considering what fans truly wanted was one of Disney's worst errors.
You're replacing jobs that people could have as little people. Okay. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, it's for dwarfs. You know?
Disney chose to eliminate the dwarfs entirely rather than carefully addressing Dinklage's outspoken criticism of the story's antiquated depiction of them. A random cast of multiracial, gender-neutral, magical humans who resembled background extras more than the main cast took the place of the famous Seven Dwarfs. Additionally, Disney totally forgot what made the original story so timeless while they were preoccupied with appearing forward-thinking. The fans wanted a faithful and respectful adaptation, not arbitrary changes. Rather, they were given a soulless version that lacked the original's timeless charm.
These are roles made for actors of my stature. I can't go out for the Harrison Ford or the George Clooney roles because that's not for me.
Right.
And now it's taken away. I don't feel that's right.
However, lead actress Rachel Zegler was not the only one igniting controversy. In her well-known interview, she openly ridiculed the original movie, boasting that her version would not feature a love story because she doesn't need a prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. You know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story. With a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
As if she couldn't bother to comprehend what made the original film unique, she also acknowledged that she had only seen it once. It should come as no surprise that her condescending and dismissive demeanor offended people. It's not exactly a smart marketing move to alienate your core audience. And how can you expect fans to be enthusiastic about your film when the lead actor doesn't even respect the original work?
Rachel Zegler is extraordinarily woke, but she's woke in a way that's quite deranged.
No one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
But you don't seemingly like your own character, so she comes off as an insufferable white.
Disney has totally lost touch with its audience, despite Bob Iger's busy pointing the finger at political agendas. They have been releasing lifeless remakes one after another, rather than maintaining the enchantment that made their animated classics so cherished. They have substituted lifeless computer graphics and drab reimaginings for heart and narrative in everything from The Little Mermaid to The Marvels, and now Snow White has added itself to the long list of box office busts. It's doing worse than Dumbo, a film that hardly made an impression on the public. With good reason, critics who typically support anything Disney releases are now labeling it a failure. It's not just a poor film. It's a massive disaster that will be remembered as one of Disney's greatest failures ever.
Our Rachel Zegler is unbelievably charmless in public.
She was, as woke as they are.
She just sounds bitter and angry.
I don't think they're going to buy it. I don't think they're going to watch it. I don't think they're going to like it.
Bob Iger may attempt to portray this catastrophe as an assault on diversity, but the reality is more straightforward. Viewers are simply sick of Disney's nonsense, sick of being patronized and given soulless, uninspired remakes. Instead of politically charged lectures presented as films, people prefer storytelling that honors the original while providing something fresh and captivating. Ultimately, Disney must wake up and acknowledge that audiences are not the issue. Rather, they are the problem. They will keep seeing their films fail until they realize that incorporating sporadic diversity elements into a film without a clear plot won't appeal to audiences.
Rachel is literally the star of a Disney movie, and she acts like she's some sort of victim, and that's the sort of mentality that is just poisoning people's minds. Like, she acts like her life is so bad.
I truly do believe that. There's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy, and she thinks it's about feminism and the patriarchy and about abortion, but the reality is she's just not stable, like the majority of people in Hollywood. They're just not stable human beings. I would highly advise that you boycott this film, no matter how much your children love Snow White.
They ought to concentrate on telling stories that honor the heritage of their classics while providing new viewpoints that genuinely connect with audiences, rather than stepping up their foolish ideas and hollow remakes. It's time for Disney to get back to the things that initially made their movies so magical: compelling plots, enduring characters, and sincere affection.
A few lessons for Disney. Number one, stop cannibalizing all your old IP. Like, it's really bad. It's really bad business. Number two, please stop changing all of the historic plots, which actually have meaning to generations of people, to instead become generic woke story about how woman leads revolutionary uprising and she don't need no man.
Please share your thoughts about this entire disaster in the comments section. Did you anticipate Snow White's bombing from the beginning, or are you shocked by how powerful it was? Is Disney too far gone to recover from this catastrophe, in your opinion? What you think Disney should do to get out of this mess would be greatly appreciated.